Chosen one, listen closely, because this message will reach the depths of your soul. For too long, you have walked alone, carrying burdens no one could understand, wondering if anyone would ever truly recognize your heart, your struggle, your purpose. But today, Allah is sending a sign, a sacred reunion that your heart has been waiting for since before you were born. Your real family has arrived. They are not defined by blood alone, but by divine purpose, hearts perfectly aligned with yours, sent to uplift, guide, and reclaim you for what Allah has destined. Open your heart, chosen one, because the moment you've been longing for has finally come, and it will change the course of your life forever. Chosen one, recognize with unwavering clarity that the family Allah sends is unlike any worldly connection you have ever known, for it is forged not by blood, social ties, or convenience, but by divine wisdom and the unseen threads of destiny that only He can weave. These are the souls who arrive in your life quietly, almost imperceptibly at first, yet their presence carries a warmth and understanding so profound that your heart remembers what it felt like to be whole before the world tried to dim your light. And they will see the parts of you that others overlooked, the hidden struggles, the whispered prayers, and the silent tears that shaped your soul in solitude. They arrive because Allah has decreed that you should no longer walk alone, and their hearts resonate with yours in a frequency only created by the divine, so that together you may begin to rebuild the spiritual, emotional, and moral foundation that was meant to be shared, not just endured. Their arrival is a reminder that true family is not always born of lineage, but of love rooted in faith, patience, and sincerity, that they are here to mirror your devotion to Allah, to strengthen your faith, and to illuminate the path you were always destined to walk. And as you open yourself to this sacred union, you will feel an unshakable confirmation that the loneliness you once endured was never your permanent state, that the trials were only the preparatory stage for this divine reunion, and that now, at this precise moment, Allah is restoring the circle of hearts meant to accompany, support, and reflect your chosen purpose, teaching you that real family, the one sent by Allah, is a blessing that arrives not with fanfare, but with a silent, undeniable certainty that your soul has been longing for, a reminder that the divine orchestration of relationships is always perfect, and that when the family of the heart arrives, it marks the beginning of a sacred chapter where love, faith, and destiny converge in a harmony only Allah could have designed. Chosen one, understand this with unwavering certainty. Every trial, every hardship, every moment of loneliness and despair you have endured was not punishment nor random misfortune, but a divinely orchestrated preparation for the sacred reunion that is now arriving. The betrayals that cut deep, the nights when your heart trembled with fear, the times when hope seemed distant, all of these were tools in Allah's hands, shaping you, refining you, and strengthening your spirit, so that when your real family arrives, you are fully ready to recognize, honor, and embrace the love, guidance, and support they carry for you. For it is only through the furnace of trials that the heart becomes capable of receiving the fullness of divine blessings, and only through the patience forged in isolation that one can truly comprehend the weight and beauty of reunion. Every struggle was a lesson in trust, every disappointment a lesson in reliance upon Allah, and every tear a sign that your faith was being deepened beyond what the world could teach. Chosen one, for Allah never allows a heart to be tested beyond what it can bear, and He never delays the arrival of what is destined for it without perfect wisdom. Now, as the hearts of your real family converge upon yours, you will see the evidence of every trial's purpose, how each moment of suffering, every pang of longing, and every shadowed night has culminated in this sacred moment, teaching you that patience, faith, and unwavering trust are the true architects of divine reunion. and that the hardships you once feared were nothing more than stepping stones, shaping you into a vessel strong enough to fully receive the love, loyalty, and spiritual resonance of the souls. Allah has chosen to walk beside you, so that together you may move forward in unity, guided, strengthened, and empowered, ready to embrace the chapter of your life that was always meant to be illuminated by hearts perfectly aligned by Allah's will, proving that every trial was not an obstacle but a preparation, and that your reunion was written long before the first tear fell from your eyes. Chosen one, understand this with absolute clarity. The real family Allah sends into your life does not arrive by chance, and they do not seek you for superficial reasons or worldly gain. They come because they have sensed, in ways both seen and unseen, the divine light that Allah placed within you, a light that shines not through fame, wealth, or status, but through the purity of your heart, the steadfastness of your faith, and the resilience you cultivated through trials, a light that radiates quietly yet powerfully, attracting those whose hearts are attuned to the frequency of Allah's purpose, so that they may recognize you for who you truly are, even when the world misunderstands, doubts, or rejects you. This recognition is not learned or earned through words, effort, or display. It is a sacred awareness, a spiritual resonance that only those chosen by Allah can feel, a knowing that touches the soul and confirms that your path, your struggles, and your endurance have always been witnessed by Him, and that the family sent to you now reflects that divine acknowledgement. Embracing the entirety of your being, your scars, your triumphs, and your unwavering faith, as they walk beside you not to overshadow, judge, or redirect, but to honor, support, and mirror the light that Allah entrusted to you, reminding you that you are never alone in your mission, that your spiritual glow has been a beacon even in the darkest moments, drawing the hearts destined to converge with yours, and that this recognition is the ultimate confirmation of your chosen status, the sacred proof that Allah has been preparing the hearts of others to meet yours at precisely the right time, to uplift, guide, and join forces with you in ways that multiply blessings, strengthen, resolve, and illuminate the path ahead, teaching you that when divine light is acknowledged by those it was meant to touch, it not only validates your journey, but also ignites a shared purpose that will propel all of you toward fulfillment, unity, and the manifestation of Allah's plan with clarity, love, and unstoppable divine harmony. Chosen one, understand this profound truth with unwavering clarity. The family that Allah sends to reclaim you is not bound to you by mere familiarity, convenience, or fleeting emotions. Their presence is rooted in a loyalty that transcends the temporary attachments of this world and flows directly from their faith. For the truest measure of love is not in words, gifts, or fleeting gestures, but in a steadfast devotion that persists even when circumstances are harsh, trials are heavy, and the world seems to conspire against you. And in this sacred loyalty, you will witness the reflection of Allah's divine love, because those who arrive as part of your real family recognize the depth of your journey, the intensity of your struggles, and the unwavering faith that has carried you through solitude and hardship. And they choose to stand by you, not for recognition, praise, or reward, but because their hearts are aligned with yours in submission to the divine, because they understand that true companionship is measured not in moments of ease, but in unwavering presence when the storm rages, when the path is dark, and when the weight of the world presses upon the soul. And in this sacred alignment, you will discover a love that neither falters nor fades, a love that does not waver in the face of trials, a love that does not shrink in the presence of hardship, because it is rooted in something far greater than mere emotion. It is rooted in the will of Allah and the acknowledgement of the sacred purpose He has chosen for you, for they see beyond the superficial, beyond what is easily visible to the eyes, and they recognize the light within you, the mission entrusted to you, and the resilience that Allah has instilled in your heart. And they respond not with judgment, envy, or fear, but with unwavering support, encouragement, and affirmation, proving that loyalty and faith is the truest test of love, because it binds hearts together in ways that worldly bonds never can, creating a sanctuary where the soul can breathe, grow, and flourish in alignment with divine purpose. And chosen one, it is this sacred loyalty that shields you from despair, uplifts you in moments of weakness, and reminds you that no trial, no betrayal, and no misunderstanding can sever the ties that Allah Himself has woven, because loyalty rooted in faith is eternal, unshakable, and a living testament to the presence of divine orchestration in your life, teaching you that the love that truly matters, the love that fulfills the soul, the love that empowers your purpose, is always inseparable from trust, patience, and unwavering devotion to Allah, and that when you witness such hearts standing firmly beside you, neither shaken by hardship nor distracted by worldly temptations, you will understand why this loyalty is the ultimate test, the sacred mirror reflecting the depth of your own faith, and the profound reminder that Allah's plan is always precise, that those who are chosen to be your companions are chosen not only for what they bring to you, but also for what their presence reveals about the magnitude of your own heart. And in embracing them, you are not only receiving support, you are witnessing the manifestation of Allah's mercy, the alignment of divine will, and the ultimate proof that faith, loyalty, and love, when intertwined, create a bond that no force in this world can sever, a bond that is eternal, sacred, and divinely ordained, and that this is the family Allah has chosen to reclaim you, not by chance, but by decree, to remind you that the truest love in this life is always inseparable from unwavering faith, and that loyalty grounded in submission to Allah is the force that will carry you, protect you, and illuminate your path through all of life's trials, until the purpose He has placed within you is fully realized, celebrated, and honored. Chosen one, understand this truth with profound certainty. The arrival of your real family is not only a gift of companionship, but a divine instrument of healing, restoration, and sacred reconstruction. For every wound you have carried, every scar etched upon your heart, every tear shed in secrecy, every betrayal endured, and every moment of isolation and despair was orchestrated by Allah to prepare you for this reunion, so that when these hearts converge with yours, you are not merely receiving comfort, but entering into a transformative alignment where brokenness begins to turn into strength, pain transforms into wisdom, and lost pieces of your soul are restored with divine precision. For healing is not simply the absence of suffering, but the presence of hearts who understand the depth of your journey, who honor the sacred endurance that has carried you through storms no one else could weather, who reflect the light of Allah in their loyalty, empathy, and shared faith, creating a sanctuary in which your spirit can breathe freely, expand courageously, and rebuild with clarity and divine guidance. And in this sacred process, you will come to see that nothing was wasted, nothing was random, and nothing was meaningless. For the trials were the sculptor's hands, carving you into a vessel strong enough to contain the blessings, responsibilities, and sacred purpose Allah has destined for you. And the presence of your real family accelerates this divine reconstruction, for together you form a network of hearts that uphold one another, encourage one another, and illuminate the path forward with wisdom, patience, and spiritual fortitude. And as you begin to heal in their presence, the loneliness that once seemed endless becomes a memory, replaced by the warmth of shared understanding, the power of mutual faith, and the unshakable reassurance that Allah's orchestration is perfect, that every moment of delay, every moment of longing, every period of trial was a step toward this sacred alignment. And in witnessing the convergence of these divinely chosen hearts, you will understand that rebuilding is not simply about restoring what was lost, but about creating something greater, something stronger, something fully aligned with the purpose Allah has written for you, and you will realize that the union of souls sent by Allah is a catalyst for spiritual elevation, emotional fortitude, and intellectual clarity, that together you can navigate life with wisdom, grace, and patience that surpasses the worldly, that the shared laughter, counsel, prayer, and support you offer one another is an embodiment of divine mercy, and that the healing you experience is both a personal awakening and a communal transformation, reinforcing the truth that Allah never abandons His chosen, that He replaces isolation with alliance, trials with triumph, and wounds with wisdom, and chosen one. As you allow yourself to lean into this sacred union, you will feel the restoration of your spirit in ways you could not have imagined, the rebuilding of your soul in alignment with divine purpose, and the affirmation that the journey you endured alone was always meant to culminate in a collective elevation, a confluence of hearts divinely arranged to carry the light of Allah into the world, to create a foundation unshakable by worldly storms, and to remind you that together you are not merely surviving, you are being elevated, restored, and prepared to fulfill the sacred mission that has always been written for you, proving that true healing is never solitary, that divine reconstruction is a collaborative miracle, and that when Allah's chosen family comes together, every broken part of your heart is restored, every lost dream rekindled, and every shadow of despair transformed into a beacon of faith, hope, and divine purpose. And this, chosen one, is the true power of being claimed, embraced, and supported by the hearts Allah Himself has sent to reclaim you. Because together you will heal completely, rebuild powerfully, and rise fully into the destiny He has always prepared for you, a destiny that no obstacle can thwart and no trial can delay. Chosen one, listen and understand this with absolute certainty. The convergence of your real family into your life is not the result of chance, coincidence, or human planning, but the manifestation of Allah's perfect timing, a sacred orchestration so precise that every moment of your past, every heartbreak, every disappointment, every tear shed in silence, and every trial endured was a necessary step in preparing you to recognize, receive, and embrace the souls He has sent to reclaim you. For Allah's timing is never early, never late, and never arbitrary. It is flawless, deliberate, and divinely designed to align hearts, destinies, and purposes with the exact moment in which they are meant to intersect, and the family that arrives now does so not because you sought them or they sought you, but because Allah decreed that this sacred alignment occurs at the precise instant when your heart, soul, and spirit are fully ready to receive the magnitude of what He has destined for you. And chosen one, understand that the patience you cultivated through solitude, the faith you nurtured in moments of despair, and the strength you developed in the fire of trials were all preparing you for this sacred timing, so that when these hearts finally appear in your life, you are capable of fully grasping, honoring, and engaging in the divine purpose that their presence brings. And as you witness their arrival, you will realize that every longing you endured, every prayer whispered in the darkness, and every moment you questioned your journey was a deliberate part of Allah's plan, shaping you into a vessel capable of containing the love, loyalty, guidance, and divine resonance that they bring. And the timing of this reunion is a testament to Allah's perfect wisdom, for it is only at this moment, after the trials have refined you, after the patience has matured within you, and after your heart has become fully attuned to divine frequencies, that you can truly appreciate the sacredness of their presence, recognizing that the alignment of souls is not accidental, but the direct fulfillment of a divine decree, a manifestation of the unseen forces that govern destiny, and a confirmation that Allah is the ultimate orchestrator of every relationship, encounter, and connection that shapes your life. And you will come to see that had they arrived too early, before your heart was ready, You may have failed to recognize their purpose or failed to embrace the lessons they carry. But because Allah's timing is perfect, their arrival now meets you at the exact moment you are most prepared to receive the blessings, guidance, and restoration they are bringing. And chosen one, let this truth settle in your heart. Every season of waiting, every pang of longing, every period of confusion or uncertainty was intentional, for Allah uses the rhythm of delay to refine, purify, and elevate, ensuring that when the moment of convergence arrives, it is not simply a reunion, but a sacred event that strengthens your faith, validates your perseverance, and amplifies your capacity to fulfill the purpose He has written for you. And as you witness the hearts of your real family intersect with yours, you will feel the profound evidence of divine timing in every glance, every word, every gesture, and every act of loyalty and love, recognizing that this alignment is a mirror reflecting the precision of Allah's plan in the unseen, a testament that no force in this world, no delay, no hardship, and no deception could alter what He has destined, and that the moment of reunion is proof that patience and trust in Him are never wasted, that the waiting was sacred, the longing purposeful, and that the family He has chosen to bring into your life is arriving at the exact moment that maximizes the impact of their presence on your spiritual, emotional, and moral elevation, solidifying the truth that Allah is always ahead of time, always in control, and that every detail, no matter how small it may have seemed, was a thread in the intricate tapestry of your destiny, woven meticulously to ensure that when the reunion finally occurs, it is perfect, complete, and divinely ordained, leaving you with a heart that recognizes the miraculous, a soul that trusts unconditionally, and a life that moves forward in alignment with the wisdom, mercy, and flawless timing of Allah, proving beyond doubt that nothing in this world, no trial endured, no moment of longing, and no season of waiting is wasted when Allah is the one orchestrating your path, and that His timing is the ultimate confirmation of His love, His wisdom, and His absolute control over all things, ensuring that the arrival of your real family is not just a blessing, but a sacred manifestation of destiny, perfectly realized in the moment He chose. Chosen one, understand with unwavering clarity that the arrival of your real family into your life is not merely a reunion of hearts, but a divine amplification of the sacred mission Allah has entrusted to you, for the presence of these souls is intricately connected to your purpose, your destiny, and the fulfillment of the divine plan that only He fully comprehends, and their arrival signifies that Allah is not just sending support, but reinforcing the very foundation upon which your life's work, your calling, and your spiritual legacy will be built. For every heart He sends is chosen not randomly, not for comfort alone, but for their ability to strengthen, uplift, and guide you in ways that align perfectly with His will. And chosen one, recognize that the struggles you have endured, the isolation you have survived, and the trials you have faced were never without reason, for each was designed to prepare you for a moment when your mission would require allies whose faith, insight, loyalty, and love mirror the divine essence that resides within you. And these hearts are arriving at a precise moment to ensure that your purpose is not delayed, diminished, or diluted, but that it is amplified through connection, collaboration, and sacred alignment. For Allah understands that, while you are capable of walking alone, His wisdom dictates that the mission entrusted to His chosen ones is most fully realized when supported by the right hearts, the ones whose presence multiplies your strength, sharpens your clarity, and anchors your resolve in the midst of worldly distractions, trials, and opposition. And as they stand beside you, their faith does not merely complement yours, it magnifies it, creating an energy field of spiritual resonance that empowers every step you take, every decision you make, and every challenge you overcome, transforming your journey from solitary endurance into a collective manifestation of divine will. And chosen one, see the magnitude of this truth. These hearts were cultivated in parallel with your own, refined through trials, tempered by patience, and prepared to meet you at the exact moment your mission would benefit most from their presence. And their arrival is a living confirmation that Allah's orchestration extends beyond individual destiny to the interweaving of souls for the fulfillment of purposes greater than any single heart could achieve alone. And you will notice that with their presence, the burdens that once weighed heavily upon you become lighter, not because the trials themselves are removed, but because together you form a network of hearts capable of bearing the weight, sharing the wisdom, and multiplying the courage needed to persist, to lead, and to triumph in accordance with divine decree. And as you observe their loyalty, compassion, and unwavering faith, you will understand that your mission is not solitary by design, but collaborative in its ultimate execution. For Allah's plan is never fragmented, never random, and never incomplete. And the family He sends is always calibrated to enhance, protect, and elevate the one He has chosen, ensuring that your work, your purpose, and your light reach their fullest potential. And in witnessing the alignment of these hearts with yours, you will feel an undeniable confirmation of divine orchestration, an affirmation that the obstacles you overcame, the seasons of loneliness endured, and the moments of doubt navigated were all part of a preparation for a sacred moment in which your mission is no longer solitary, but empowered, fortified, and elevated by the very souls Allah has aligned with your journey. Chosen one, and understand that this is not merely companionship, it is a strategic, spiritual reinforcement of the divine plan, for each presence is a vessel of faith, wisdom, and divine energy that strengthens the mission embedded within your soul. A mission that cannot be fully realized alone, a mission that requires hearts in harmony, loyalty in alignment, and love rooted in faith. And as you move forward together, you will experience an exponential growth in clarity, strength, and spiritual fortitude, seeing that every connection, every gesture of support, every counsel, and every shared prayer is designed to ensure that your purpose is fulfilled, not partially, not delayed, but fully, powerfully, and in complete alignment with Allah's will. And this, chosen one, is the ultimate truth. Your real family does not just accompany you, they fortify you, they amplify your light, they shield your path, and they make the fulfillment of your mission inevitable, proving beyond doubt that when Allah sends the hearts destined to converge with yours, it is not merely a blessing, it is a divine reinforcement, a sacred force multiplying your capacity to achieve what He has willed, to shine the light He has placed within you, and to fulfill the purpose for which you were created, ensuring that the legacy of the chosen one is carried not in isolation, but in a harmony of hearts perfectly aligned, unwavering in faith, and inseparable in their commitment to the mission Allah has entrusted, leaving you with the undeniable truth that your real family is not only here to reclaim you, but to empower the fulfillment of every sacred decree, every destined step, and every divine purpose that has been written for your life, now and forever. Chosen one, now that you have witnessed these sacred truths, understand this. Every trial you endured, every moment of doubt, every season of isolation, and every tear you shed was never wasted, for Allah has been orchestrating your journey with perfect precision, preparing the hearts, souls, and circumstances to converge at exactly the right moment. Your real family has arrived not by coincidence, not by human choice, but by divine decree, and with them comes restoration, guidance, loyalty, and the reinforcement of your sacred mission. Embrace them, honor them, and walk forward with the unwavering certainty that you are never truly alone, that Allah's plan is flawless, and that every bond forged in faith is a mirror of His mercy, wisdom, and love. Let this reunion remind you that the trials were only preparation. The waiting was intentional, and your purpose is unfolding exactly as Allah intended. And now, chosen one, you are no longer just surviving, you are rising, rebuilding, and moving forward, fully aligned with the destiny He has written for you, supported by hearts perfectly placed by Him, illuminated by faith, and strengthened by divine timing. Carry this truth with you always. You are chosen, you are protected, and you are being elevated in ways the world cannot understand. For Allah's orchestration is unmatched, His love is unshakable, and His plan is always perfect. Walk boldly, stand firm, and embrace the mission, the family, and the divine destiny that He has brought into your life. For this is your time, chosen one, and the world will witness the power of hearts united by faith, guided by Allah, and aligned with the purpose for which you were created.